continues to go lower and lower towards this point of control, which is the 650s. Will it break down the 650s on open? We will see. But yeah, as of now, looking for that big catalyst on Monday morning. Maybe it's on its way, but has not showed up just yet. Back over here on the scans. I really want to keep my eye on Intel. Intel just, it caught my eye. It doesn't have a super big ATR, but I've traded it before and made money on it. It didn't, that day it didn't have a huge ATR either. It was kind of moving slow and then it kind of got going. So I kind of like this little walk down, but I really would like to see some of the opening trading on it to see what it's going to do. If it just shoots up, oh well, I missed it. I want to get confirmation of anything that's going to happen on it. But like I said, I really don't like the tight range of it because a lot of times it does chop and you kind of got to give it some room to play. And I'm just not good at giving things room to play when they're already tight. They stop me out pretty quickly. But anyway, so far this month, green on the month, green first week of the month. Looking to continue this week, find some places to extract some profit from the market and, continue to operate in proficiency. AMD. Very interesting moves. A lot of times for the large caps, I do like trading things that are actually gapping. AMD is up 1%. So I guess it'll be, 1-2% at the open. A lot of times I just noticed that the more they gap, the more like momentum they actually have into the rest of the move. Even if they fall at the open of the day, when they rip back through, they're kind of really strong. But for these types, that's only like a 1%. It's like, I don't know how much you can actually continue that momentum. Maybe it'll start following the SPY. Let's see what the beta is. Beta is 1.67. So that's a pretty, it doesn't follow the SPY strongly, but it does follow the SPY. So, or it follows the overall market. Let's look at the SPY, what it's doing. SPY is pushing up right now as well, up to 555.37. Previous levels that it just passed was 555. I'm wondering, will it come back and test that during the open? But it is definitely on a run right now. I wonder what's the news on the SPY. Let's go look. Is there any pertinent press releases? Should be. 16 hours ago, Powell, CPI, and other can't miss items this week. Let's go check that out. Powell, CPI. All right, with last week being a short week due to Independence Day, it's only fitting that we made a new all-time high. SPX, SPY, and that Tesla ran higher into the holiday. The SPY closed the week up over 1.50%. And Tesla closed the week up around the 250 mark. This week, the news is mostly backloaded to the second half of the week. with PPI, CPI, and sentiment all due out, as well as bank earnings starting on Friday. In addition, we have several Fed speakers and Powell in the front of the Senate Banking Committee. Here are 5 things to watch this week in the market. Bank earnings. Okay, so earnings kick off in earnest this week with some major banks starting to report on Friday. JP Morgan, Wells Fargo, and Citigroup are all due out. In addition to the numbers themselves, looking at how these banks are viewing the rest of the year could be where the real information lies. Things like delinquencies, rates, traffic, savings data, and even their guidance could all be things that tip off someone to where they think the economy is heading. Given the size of these banks, they can be a great barometer or barometer of the economy, even better than the government data. Okay, Powell testifying and Fed members speaking. Okay, Tuesday at 10, Powell is expected to testify in front of the Senate Banking Committee. Given the squeeze many Americans are feeling with wage stagnation and price inflation, the question and answer session could cause some volatility if they get into rates and what he expects for the rest of the year. Additionally, there are several other FOMC members speaking out throughout the week. These speeches don't often have a lasting impact, but can cause some volatility when they're actually talking. So these are some of the things that are coming out. CPI on Thursday, PPI on Friday, and then sentiment. The last release of the week is the University of Michigan consumer sentiment. Okay, so yeah, if y'all wanted to look into this, I dropped that into the chat, so y'all be able to reference that throughout the week, maybe. But yeah, that was posted on yesterday morning or afternoon. We'll see how all that plays out. Okay, so back over to charts. SPY pulling back off of that 555. ZAP coming back up to $7 and is continuing. It made a resistance level here, 2 resistance levels. Will it break this with ease through this 717? We'll see at the open. We have about 15 minutes to the open, and it just continuously shows a little bit of strength and then shows a little bit of weakness. So we want to see which direction it's going to actually choose. And will a breakout, if it does break out, will it only be momentary and then a snapback? You know? But right now it has 12 million shares traded on it. Nvidia continues to push up. AMD continue to push up because, of course, they follow the SPY. Oh, it got a little tap of this previous level of resistance right here at the 710-ish level, 720. Let's see if it'll get over and start to hold. Where's ZAP? I don't know the current ATR, but the ATR from Friday was 76 cents. It may be a lot higher now with the way it's moving, maybe 80, 90 cents or something like that. But it's testing this 720 pretty harshly. So what we can see from the patterns that we've witnessed from pre-market or the start of pre-market, we saw it come up. It had a little resting point down here around $5 flat, exploded from $5 flat all the way to $8.35, came down and settled around this 725 level, came back down to the 650, had an engulfing candle here, which failed. An engulfing candle should mean that things are going to continue going up, but it failed. And now this is a secondary engulfing candle showing that there is definitely some strength. This is 2 times it showed an engulfing candle on the 15-minute. So are we thinking it's going to go up? I think so, but I don't know how much time it will spend up in this area. Will it get just thrown back or what? But with this pattern confirming twice an engulf, it's like, yeah, there's definitely some buyers here. So I would definitely expect it to at least test up here at over the 720s, up to the 730s, and maybe even higher. But I just don't know how much time to spend up there. But it is a low float. I know I haven't been looking at the floats a whole lot. Let's go and check that out on Zap. Zap electric vehicles, not profile. Well, I guess we could read the profile. Zap Electric Vehicles Limited designs, manufactures, and sells electric vehicles. It offers i300 electric urban motorcycles. The company was founded in 2017 and is based in Bangkok, Thailand. Okay, and statistics for the float. Float is 1.43 million. Okay, very, very low float. Let's jump over here to FinViz and just confirm that float. Float of 1.47. Yep, same at all of them. Let's see if it has any shelf registrations or anything like that. Good morning, Lori Lee. We're watching Zap right now. It's pretty much the biggest mover, and just kind of it's starting the week off. It's the hottest thing on the week, so I'm expecting people to go at it kind of aggressively and then see where things actually go. Now, if it does end up heating up, electric vehicles could be something that's coming into play, but we'll see. We're just looking at the keywords that it has and kind of playing off of that. Okay, so Zap, short squeeze ranking, short percent float, 59.67. So it's definitely got a higher percent. Oh my goodness, look at this short percent increase, decrease. It increased 3,798%. Pretty big shorts getting on top of it. But we'll see what it happens if they can get squeezed out. What is this? Oh, that's the halts. Okay. IPOs, nothing today. Earnings, IPA, green beer, nothing. Okay, so yeah, we'll watch it, see what happens. If it blows the socks off the shorts, it looks like it's already testing this 720 level. I kind of would have wanted it to do that during the open, so people can actually push that thing higher, but now it's testing this level. We'll see if it holds. The point of control has moved up. It was at 650 at first, and now it's moved up to 707, but it does have an engulfing candle behind it. This candle right here completely engulfed almost both of these candles. So there's your bullish action up there towards the top of 6 or 730s. But I really wish it would have waited until closer to the open and do this one. Lori says, market sentiment has been so bad last week. I have no hopes. Yeah, it has been sweaty. It definitely has been. I pretty much stuck with the large float or the large caps last week. I came out green. I traded oh my gosh, traded Tesla, traded AMD, and I wanted to trade Meta, but Meta was wild. I just could not find a space. Well, that's a lie. I found the space to get in, but I just didn't take the trade. So right here on Friday, I was watching it right in this area. Let me see, where's my box? Right in this area right here. And I was like, wow, this thing looks like a flag pattern setting up. And I was like, okay, well, I could take this break, 530s, and I just didn't take it. I didn't take it. I saw it. I looked at it and just watched it go. I was like, but it did move like from the entry there of 530 flats was what I was looking at, all the way $10 up to 540. So, a $10 move, even on, 10, 20 shares. But then again, this is a $500 stock. So 10 shares is, it's getting on up there, But But either way, last week wasn't that bad because I was just trading what was moving with the SPY because the SPY was like killing the game to the top side. I was like, okay, let me find some things with some betas that follow the SPY, and I'm going to attack those patterns on those specific stocks. But now I don't know what the SPY wants to do. It looks extended. Now it could continue to run, but I mean, look how long it's been just on this run from what 7 the 2nd, running up, consolidating, running up, consolidating, running up, consolidating. I'm like, I don't know about this. So I kind of got to see how this week wants to start off, especially with the CPI, PPI, and all that stuff dropping. I dropped that link into the chat as well, but I want to see how the SPY is going to react to all this new news coming out and what variables they're going to actually harp on during those meetings. Back over to Zap. Coming up here, testing the top side of this again. 730 is finding a little bit more resistance. I do not like the way that it's finding resistance up here right before the open, but this is still an engulfing candle, so you kind of got to trust it until you don't, or until you can't. If it crushes this candle and gets back below the 670s, I would think it's a lot of weakness, but as for now, it's just like it's bullish. You can't really deny that it's bullish. 2 engulfing candles like this, unless this is the range that is forming. So this top side 725 down to 650 is the actual range that's going to be trading today flat. What is the Zap has a 2.66 beta, so it plays with the SPY as well. Being an electric vehicle company, kind of like Tesla, plays along with the SPY, so you can kind of parallel them. Kinda. Let me see if I can stick the SPY out here somewhere. Can I put it under here? Yeah. Okay, let's see what I want to. What's number is this? This is number 2. Let's change this to number 2. Where's the SPY? Oh, I forgot that. Oh man, I didn't set that up. Okay, let's try this. Go to my styles. We'll load a style. Let's see what we want this. 15 minute. 15 minute with the buy sell daily chart basic style. Let's go with basic. And let me stretch this out. I don't like how squinted or how scrunched in this is. I don't like it. I ain't gonna put it up there. I got the SPY up on the other chart over here. I don't want to scrunch my screen up too much. But let's jump over here and look at what the SPY is doing. Still pushing, just holding right under that 555.50. And again, I would be kind of on eggshells with this thing failing here again, acting like it's going to stay in tight consolidation here, especially with being a low float. It can make this range very quickly from 710 down here to 650 or back up. We have about 6 minutes to the bell as well. Good morning, Donnell in the building. Good morning, Reliable. We're watching Zap. It had electric vehicle, or it is an electric vehicle company based out of Thailand, Bangkok, Thailand. And of course, we know last week Tesla was going off. That's where I made my money. And so this one is another electric vehicle company coming behind it. The only issue is, 1, it's Monday morning. 2, we have some pretty big hitters coming out in the news sector with the CPI, PPI, and the sentiment. And so we kind of got to see, kind of gauge where this one's going to go. It is a low float, but I don't know how stable it's going to be. We have identified some levels based on the higher time frames on Zap. For this month, this is where it ended before the open. So I was looking at the bodies of this previous candle. 530 or 525 is the entry back into this price range. It has failed from here before, though. That's what I was looking at. It doesn't look super bullish on the daily, but yeah, it has definitely pushed back into this level before. Then on the lower time frames, like the weekly or the daily, here's the daily here. We got, these are my ATRs from Friday. So they had a high up here of 525. These are the high ATRs. These are the low ATRs, 409 down to 371. But now it has opened up way above that. And we'll see if it wants to continue to stay above all of this previous trading range. Anyway, that's what we're looking at right now. As far as large caps and things like that, I was looking at Intel, but I don't know if Intel is going to be the play for today. It doesn't really have catalyst, so I don't want to get pulled into something that doesn't have catalyst right now. Maybe later on it will, but I'm just like, you know what? If it goes, it goes. It doesn't have a big range either, which has been the majority of me making money is on things that have that range. You know, they're like Meta that I was showing you guys, moving $10 in a day. So that's easy to make, you know, some pretty good profits if you get in on the right pattern and you have some kind of risk management system where you are taking profit. So, you know, $10 a share is pretty cool. Tesla heading on down. So Tesla is a bigger company, bigger electric vehicle company than Zap. Will Zap follow the sentiment of Tesla and of the SPY coming on down is my question. Because I'm trying to find like parallels, but we really won't see it until the open and see how it really reacts out of the open. You said, Reliable said, Intel is the play for the next 5 years. Yeah, I've made money on Intel, but I really just look for those days to day trade it. I really haven't jumped into it and held any of it. But as far as day trades, it's been blessing. But I like it. Also on Friday, I was trading AMD, which is also moving up towards AMD moving up there to the 175 something and then getting snatched down. And this is what I'm looking at on my scans here. So I have ZAPP, GRFS I'm not too interested in, but Intel, AMD, and NVIDIA for today. And I guess I could look through again. I haven't looked. Let's see. We got Apple. I'm really looking for the things that are coming out with some volume that people are actually getting aggressive on. NVIDIA, Tesla's down, DDX, PLTR, Oracle down, OLK. So yeah, I think I'm just going to go with my first thesis, thinking that Zap is going to follow Tesla as an EV stock and see how far it goes down. And if anything else wants to take the lead on the day. Probably should. Where's my... Oh, thesis. As an EV stock. May find a parallel. Parallel. Oh, I can't spell. Well, may find a correlation with the SPY as well to the downside move or downside. So that's the thesis on Zap. Anything else? I really haven't built any thesis on Intel or AMD. They're not gapping today, but for Zap for sure, I'm thinking it's coming down. But let's see. Just opened up. ATRs just calculated. ATR high is up here at the 748. Well, the full ATR is 749, and then the regular ATR is 725. And how I use this is the idea that's formed around these. So from 725 to 750, I'm thinking bullish. From 675 down to 650, I'm thinking bearish. And so that's kind of how it is. Right now, the point of control is at 696. And let's also keep an eye on Tesla to see if it's going to continue going down. It took quite a bit of a little drop, but it's showing some downwards motion as well. Let's also look at the SPY. SPY is still going up, but Tesla is an EV stock, so I think Tesla's going to have more weight on ZAP than the SPY right now. Let's go back over to ZAP. All right, ZAP just kind of sitting in no man's land between the ATRs. Tested the top one, has not tested this bottom one yet at the 675. Point of control 696. First 15 minutes. Trying to get through there. I'm thinking back under 7, it's really going to, people are going to get scared. I'm thinking there's a lot of stops under 7 actually. If people were going to get scared, they're like, okay, if this whole dollar breaks, we're jumping out. So I would expect a larger move around 7 to the downside if it happens. But since it looks like it wants to hold up here, getting up there to the 725s, that 25 cents, throwing a little wick up there, snatching back. But the candle hasn't closed yet, so we really don't know what it wants to do in this first 15 minutes. Jumping up there to the full ATR 750. Will it get a snatch back from there? Barely touched it. Can it pump on through that 750? Above 750, I'm thinking it's full bullish until it's not. So 750 would be like the line in the sand that it will have to hold over. So also keep an eye on Tesla. Did it pop up as well? Tesla did pop up and get through the first ATRs, but this is the first 15 minutes. Looks like it's struggling to hold above them though. So I'm expecting to see the same motion in ZAP. Okay, getting snatched back there all the way back to the 725s. So the idea is going from bullish to neutral, and then we'll see if it'll test these bearish ATRs. And then the idea shifts to, okay, this may be going down. But we have to wait for the candles to close in the specific areas first. So it did snatch all the way back down. And now this will be the first test during intraday of the ATR lows. This is where the idea shifts from bullish to bearish. Entering into the 674. So 674 is now below. And here's the test of the full ATR low. Actually went into a halt to the downside. And so, yeah, could not break to the high. And I like trading above this ATR high and using that ATR as my line in the sand for a upward move. But we did not get that. It is halted down now. So the idea is bearish for me. Intel popped up, didn't it? So Intel may be the one for me today. Getting some nice volume out here. 6 million shares traded. Holding, getting above the ATR, looking like it's going to hold. I don't trade until after the first 30 minutes though. So I want to see if this can hold up, but it is looking okay. It is looking okay to me. AMD, what you got? AMD got shredded. Woo. Went up there to 177, got pounded back to into this little range here. Yeah, not too interested in that one. Tesla continued. Wow, Tesla took a nice little dump down. So that's probably why ZAP did the same thing on that parallel. But I'm gonna get rid of Tesla over here on the scan. And I want to just get a clean list here. AMD, I don't like that. NVIDIA. Wow, NVIDIA made a move up as well. So maybe watching NVIDIA, Intel, And I'm looking for a low float other than Zap, because Zap is looking like death right now. Let's see, MU. Okay. Nothing really else sticking out right now. But anyway, I got 4 minutes till the end of the stream, give it to my morning meeting. But yeah, if you're gonna continue trading, definitely keep your head on a swivel. Nvidia. Nvidia with 20 million shares. I like that. And I like the fact that it's retesting this high of the 128s, could go higher today. And looking on the higher time frames, I mean, it just looks bullish. Look at this thing. It looks like it can continue up maybe towards the 130s. But like I said, I'm gonna wait and see if it can actually hold the 15, because I use the 15-minute as entries. If it can hold the 15-minute and then confirm the 1 hour and then the 4 hour and all of that, then I feel a lot more confident. So I use this as an entry point for the higher time frames, the larger move. But yeah, right now it's kind of struggling to hold over this. And what's Tesla doing now? Tesla pulled all the way back up. Interesting. But it's still not bullish, not a bullish idea yet. So, nah. Yeah. Intel still holding though. I like that one. I like that one. AMD still hasn't made this decision up to get over. Okay. Anyway, that's it for me today. I'm going to be watching Intel, probably more than Nvidia. I'm looking for Intel to give me a small scalp. It doesn't have to be anything crazy. It is coming up to these previous highs here, 33.46, that it's about to test, and we'll see. We'll see if it gets knocked down too harshly from this level, or if it comes down and finds support at the ATR of the 33.22 for right now. So it's like the 33.25 zone. I know I put a line for this price level, but I'm looking at this zone if it holds. But yeah, that's it for me today. Appreciate you guys for tuning in. Don't forget to hit the like. If you want to subscribe, you enjoy the content, definitely do that. Also, I did not look at Intel's monthly chart. This is the monthly chart, which could deter some people. So y'all are looking at my 15-minute, but this is the monthly. It took a nice little dip from 44 down here to 31, and it broke out of this level of the 32.52 up to the 33s. So overall, you'll be trading against the trend. So I'll say just be quick if you're going to trade at all, which is what I'm going to try to do, is be quick. But yeah, overall trend definitely not looking the best. Anyway, that's it for me today. And as always, appreciate you guys for tuning in. I will be in the Discord. If I do take any trades or see anything that I like, I'll let you guys know. But right now, the thing that I like is not looking the best, which is Intel. So we'll see. Anyway, that's it for me today. And as always, I will see you in the next one. Peace.